My name is Bob and welcome back to the homestead, y'all. I'm standing in our main garden. This part of the garden we're going to let rest this year. We try to rotate our garden around to where part of it gets rest at least every 3 or 4 years. So all the winter cover crops, these are going to stay growing the rest of this year. We're not going to do anything to these. And next spring then we'll go ahead and come in and chop these down. This is where we'll be planting part of our garden next year. But the cover crops that are still left, a lot of them are going to seed. So I thought I would take advantage of having all the cover crops here and show you how we collect our seed for our cover crops. And really the only thing you need is just a brown paper bag of some kind. These are the paper bags that my wife Christy uses. She collects most of our seed. But I'm going to show you today how we collect seed from several different cover crops. I think we have 5 or 6 that are ready to collect seed off of right now. So we're going to go around and collect them. Now, if you wanted to keep them separate, then of course you would want to write whatever cover crop it is. If it was crimson clover, you'd want to write crimson clover and get you another bag for your other crops. But since I'm just going to collect this for a complete cover crop for this fall, I'm going to put them all in the same bag. I think we have some oats, some clover. Clover's a very tiny seed. The oats are small seeds. We have some winter wheat, and broccoli is a very small seed too. So I'm just going to collect them all, put them in the brown paper bag, and then I'm going to put them up in the loft of the barn, let them dry real good, and then I'll get them out and I'll go ahead and hull them and get the seed out of them. So that way we can spread them this fall on the rest of our garden that we are growing on this year. The great thing about cover crops, other than they make your soil healthy, is you only have to purchase them once. As long as you collect the seed off your cover crop from year to year, you don't have to spend that money again. You can just spend it one time, collect your seeds, and you'll have cover crops from now on. So it's a sustainable gardening practice to grow cover crops and collect your seeds. Okay, these little guys are Australian winter peas. And these are perfectly edible peas. We pick and eat these just fine. But I'm going to let all these dry. We have peas all through here. And once these hulls get dry, then I'll go ahead and harvest these. And we just pick them like you normally do peas. You just pull them off and then wait for the husk to dry, finish drying and split, and then you have the pea seed. I just wanted to show you that. I've got one right down here that's still blooming. I can't believe it this late in the year. These are winter peas and they're still growing and still blooming. But a pea is a great legume. It fixes nitrogen just like a clover does, just not quite as much. And this is the pea I was talking about that's still blooming. You can see the blooms on it. Just pretty little blooms, just beautiful purple, delicate blooms. So these will have peas on them, so we'll let this dry also. It'll be a month or so before they have peas on it. But we'll let that dry and we'll pick those pea pods off also. Alright, this is crimson clover seed. This is probably one of the easiest clovers to harvest seed from. And I just take my finger and just slide it up. You can see the whole bud comes off, the whole top does, and look how easy it breaks apart. So each one of those is a seed for your crimson clover. So those are the easy ones to go ahead and harvest. We'll put them in our bag, but you can just go along here and just grab them, just slide your hand up, and you can see how easy it is. So I just go along, I just go to these tops and just start pulling the heads. So you can see right there in just a few seconds I harvested a whole lot of crimson clover seed. So those are real easy to do. So we'll put these in our bag. Now we'll go to oats. Alright, these are oats. You can see they're ready because you can see the little black seed pod inside them. Once that opens up, start showing, there's your oat seed right inside that. So with the oats, I just start at the bottom, just slide my hand up. So you can see all the seed that I grabbed just in the one stalk. So you just take your hand and just slide it up, and look, just 3 stalks I grabbed that much seed that quick. So oats are real easy to get the seed from. We'll put them in our bag. Now let's go down here and let's go to broccoli. Okay, now everybody knows what broccoli is. You may not know what it looks like when it goes to seed. This is a broccoli plant that I planted last fall, and it's grown all winter long. These are the seed pods off of it. You can see the seed pod there, and when you break that open, there's a bunch of just tiny little black seeds inside of it. So let's see if I can get this to where I can show you on camera, but there's a few of the seeds that just rolled off. You can see the tiny, tiny seeds inside the broccoli. Now to harvest your broccoli, I just go up the stem and do the same thing. Just slide my hand up it, and there's all the broccoli seed pods. You can see all the little seeds already falling out of it. So broccoli is easy to collect seed from. If you grow broccoli in your garden, just let it bolt and go to seed, and you'll have more broccoli seed than you know what to do with. You can plant plenty of cover crops with broccoli. It's a great winter cover crop. Plant it in the fall of the year. It'll grow all year long. Or plant it in the early spring in February. And then once it's warm enough for the seed to sprout, it'll come up. So you can see there's a whole lot of seed that just fell out. Now we're going to stick these in our bag. We'll just go ahead and strip several of these. Stick them in our bag. And we'll have plenty of seed for this fall. Now a lot of these are red clover blooms. You can see right here's a bloom, red clover bloom. It's still blooming. These just got done blooming, but you can tell they're still green inside. But if we look back here, here's one that's completely brown. See if I can break that off where I can show you a little better. So that's what you're looking for. You want to have it completely brown all the way down inside. You can see these, the outer blooms are dyed back, but the inside's still green. On the red clover, you want to make sure that the whole thing is brown, and it'll pull off fairly easy, just like that one did. So you can see right there's the ovary of the flower and the pistil of the flower, and then there's all the seed from it. So there's probably about 100 seeds in there, just that one little thing. So we'll just take it, put it in our bag, because red clover is one of the best clovers you can grow. Now it's a biannual. So that means it's going to grow for 2 years before it dies back. So if you're looking for something that is an annual, then you want to grow like a Clemson clover. But the red clover puts more nitrogen and more potassium into your soil than any other clover. So that's why I love the red clover. But you can see once it's dry, look how easy that breaks up. So each one of those is a little seed pod inside that. So if we were to break that open, it's got a very tiny seed, clover does. But if we were to break that open, you would see the little seed inside. So we'll put that in our bag. There's several more down here. There's 3 I just pulled just that quick. But you can see how easy they fall apart. So you know that they're ready to collect the seed. The seed is mature. And this is seed that'll grow this fall when we plant it as a cover crop in the rest of our garden. But I'm going to grab a few of these real quick here that I see. I know there's another patch over here that there's a whole bunch on that bloomed earlier in the year. And there's a bunch of crimson clover seed here. I'm going to go ahead and grab it while I'm here. Also, again, there's the crimson clover. Now the crimson clover is an annual. It'll only grow the 1 year. It'll bloom like that. The blooms will die back, go to seed, drop their seed, then they'll start over again. But I think that's everything that we have ready. There's another big old broccoli plant here. It's going to be ready soon. But that's how simple it is to collect your cover crop seeds. It doesn't take long. And our little bag here, let me show you. You can see inside of it, it's already 3/4 full, just what we did on camera. Now I'll go back and I'll have some bigger bags that I'll use. I'll pour this over into a bigger bag. But we'll just mix all this seed up and then we'll spread it this fall on our garden. And this will be our winter cover crop. There's still several more in here. We have some chicory here. You can see this is chicory. The little purple flowers and blue flowers you see on the side of the road, usually in July and August, you'll see those blooming on the side of the road. We have a bunch of chicory in here, but I don't have any seed ready yet. We have triticale in here. Don't have any of that seed ready, but we will be picking some of it. So you can see how quick and easy it is to save your cover crop seeds from year to year. It's a one-time purchase, and the benefits so much outweigh anything else. I just can't say enough about growing cover crops in your garden and in your fields to improve your soil health. This is the future of gardening, is using cover crops, not tilling the land, not tilling the ground and releasing carbon into the atmosphere. Let's keep the carbon in the soil, keep our soils healthy, and they'll grow beautiful big vegetables and plants for you and your family to eat. You know, if you have healthy soil, you have a healthy plant, equals healthy food, equals a healthy body. I'll give you a closer look at some of the seeds we saved. A few in here I want to show you because I didn't get on camera, but it's these. You can, I don't know if you can hear them rattle inside, but you know those are good and dry when you can hear them rattle inside. But those are for hairy vetch, purple vetch. That's exactly what those seeds are. And if we open the inside of it up, you see that's vetch seed. And then of course, this is our oats, our broccoli seed. Broccoli has a tiny seed also. So there's our broccoli seed. Some of it. There's more clover seed. Clover has a tiny seed. You see more clover seed here. Now this is a vetch seed too, just a different kind. You can see the seed's almost identical. It's two different kinds of seed. And our broccoli seed, you can see how many of these little things, little seeds are in here. There's just tons of them in here. There's more crimson clover seed. You can see all the clover seed. So what I'll do is, there's the winter wheat. I'll dry all this. There's your wheat berries right there. So that's your seed, your wheat seed. But we'll dry all this, we'll husk it. Doesn't take long to go through and just, especially like these broccoli seeds, I just take my fingers and do that on a pan, just like this. You can tilt the pan up and all your seeds will run to the end and your husks will stay at the top. You can even do these hairy vetch seeds that way too. Just break them all open, let the seeds fall out. Same with the oats, you just break them open. And then same with this purple vetch seed. Just break them open. Like I said, I'll dump all this out once it all completely dries. That one's a little bit too green, so those seeds probably won't sprout. They might. Some of them might, but some on this end may not. They may not be fully mature enough yet. But when you're ready to use it, like I said, you can just bust them all up. And then you can take a pan like this and just tilt it and shake it, and the round seeds will roll to the other end. You'll just take off rolling down there to the other end of it. This is all the seed I collected on camera. So no longer the few minutes we were on camera. These are all the seeds we collected for our cover crops. You can see that's quite a bit of seed. You see all the seed that's down in there. So we probably have about a pound of seed here. By the time I get all the seeds out of it, there's probably going to be about a pound. So that's a pretty good haul for no longer than what we did. I'll put all this back in there. Now, one thing you want to do, you want to make sure you don't pack it in these bags. In fact, I'm going to go get another bag and split this in half, because you don't want it to pack to where moisture can hold inside of it. It'll mold on you, and then it'll ruin your seeds. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.